Hey guys, AJ here. Hey, what's going on, y'all? We are finally at season 4. And right now, I just wanted to just talk about my current setup right now, the one that works for me. And I think everybody should try different skill streaks in endgame just to see what works for you. But I'm just going to talk about my setup right now, and I'm going to explain why I chose the things that I chose just a little bit. I'm going to try not to make the video longer than it needs to be, so let's get right into it. Now, let me just start right off with my my major and my minor. I like to use Crash Cart because it's like a self-revive. You can use that at any time you need to. I like to use kinetic jump. I tried the grappling hook, and I think it's just a matter of personal preference. And I personally like I like to jump a little bit more, so that's what works for me. Now, as far as my 3 skill streaks, I mean, we're going to have 4 pretty soon, but let's just pretend like we just have 3 to choose from. The 3 base ones that I like to use is Bulldozer, Eagle Eye, and Berserker. And I'm just going to touch on a little bit why. I like the fact that I have, basically I got explosion resistance, and I do love the fact that regardless if I'm getting critical kills or regular kills or doing regular damage, I know that if I want to make my gun stronger, no matter what gun is in my hand, all I got to do is just start shooting them up close. And whether I'm getting yellow hit markers, white hit markers, it's just going to multiply that number, and I'm going to do more damage instantly with the point blank. And I like the fact that I don't get jammed up because of tackle. Tackle will get me out of any situation. Kind of like Flapple. Flapper had this ability that you could basically bulldozer your way out of a situation. So that one actually works out for me perfectly. So those are the reasons why. And I like the fact that it always regens a plate. So no matter what I got going on, I'm always gonna have at least 1 plate to get into any gunfight. Now, Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye. Let me just start off with saying that there's 3 different streaks in here that give you like a bullet multiplier, and that's Eagle Eye, that's Bulldozer, and that's Warband. But out of all of the 3, Eagle Eye is the most one because it got the most ways that you can increase your damage. This one is for anytime you're getting yellow hit markers, it's gonna multiply that number. But remember, it's the yellow hit markers. The white hit markers doesn't do anything. So as long as you're getting mostly critical kills, it's going to take that number and it's going to add to that number to make your weapon even stronger than it already is. But remember, it's just critical kills only. This right here is going to help you like if you're doing a lot of damage with 1 bullet. So it is meant for like more like snipers. This right here is going to give you more damage just if your ammo is low. And this one right here is not for just 1 enemy. It deals with multiple enemies. This one is just gonna aim down sight, and this one is gonna like be basically when you're shooting into the enemy, you might break their armor. So even if you're about to run out of ammo and you don't kill them all the way, you're gonna at least like break their armor, and then it's gonna stun them for a while. So this one works out perfectly. So basically, if you want to do more damage, regardless of what ammo you get, what gun you have in your hand, Eagle Eye is just gonna make your gun a little bit stronger, but you got to make sure you use it correctly. Now, Berserker, this one is gonna make your gun shoot fast, but the main thing I like about it is you get some of your armor back. So you can always regen your armor, get some of your armor back. So basically, as you're killing enemies and as enemies are trying to attack you, as long as you keep getting kills, you're going to constantly keep getting your armor back without having to look for it on the ground. So that works out perfectly. This right here doesn't help me that much with the boosts and stuff like that, but it does help a little bit. Every little bit helps. But I love the fact that I got fall resistance. I never have to worry about falling and dying to my death ever again. But the main reason why I like this more than anything is every time I'm killing enemies, like I said, I get some of my armor back. I like everything else too, but this is what I like the most. And if you got a slow shooting weapon, it's gonna give you some of your it's gonna make your gun shoot even faster. So these are my 3 best skill streaks that I like, and these are the ones that works for me. Now, there's ways that you can make it better depending on your setup. Now, I'm just going to talk about that briefly and get into it. Now, I'm going to talk about my weapon just for example. All right, so basically, regardless of what weapon that I have, I try to make sure I put sharpshooter on it. I have sharpshooter on both of these. And what sharpshooter does is it makes it so all of your bullets is going to take whatever, like, basically any type of headshots that you do. Basically, instead of like going for headshots is always going to do more damage, basically critical kills. But it's going to multiply. Basically, it doesn't multiply that number. What it does is, instead of it just being the head, it's going to be like the upper torso. So maybe like a little bit above the chest area, the arms. So basically, you got a much bigger area to work with. So you have a much better chance of getting critical kills with this, critical shots with this. So, and the other thing I like to use is I like to use incendiary rounds, but I'm doing I didn't get a chance to put it on this yet, but that's the one that I recommend to do the absolute most damage. It basically burns every enemy. I didn't get a chance to put on neither one of my weapons, but I'm just letting you know that's what I usually roll with. And stun grenades, to me, I feel like I done use I use pretty much every single one of these field equipments, and this is the one that like I like the most. Anytime I'm getting like bombarded with a bunch of enemies, this is like what's gonna stop them and slow them down a little bit. This is the one that I like the most. I like other ones, but this is the one I like the most. Now, with that being said, oh yeah, I'm gonna mention one ability real quick that makes my weapons absolutely broken too. Remember earlier when I said that anytime you get like shot at the upper torso, you gotta do more damage to the head. All your shots is gonna go to the head. Well, there's an ability in here, and this called headshot multiplier. So basically, not only is your gun already gonna be OP, anytime you're getting critical kills, this is gonna actually increase the number on top of that, making your headshots even more powerful than they already are. So I advise you guys to take a look at that. This is gonna make your regular setup even more powerful. So that's pretty much my base setup. Oh yeah, one other thing that I'm gonna mention. I'm gonna mention the nightmares in the exotic skill, and then I think I'm gonna wrap up this video. Now, to me, I feel like the best exotic skill is Shatter Shield, and I think the best one is Phoenix Up. So it's kind of like clear cut. But let me just talk about my setup a little bit. My setup is designed so I am gonna do a lot of power with my weapon based on my setup. I'm gonna do a lot of power. The only problem is I don't really have a whole lot of things for crowd control. So so as far as my nightmare goes, I wanted to choose one that basically give me more defense, because my offense is pretty good. I wanted to get some more defense. So I was bouncing back between the shell and the Shattered Shield, and I kind of like them both. So, but if I had to choose one, I would say Shattered Shield is the better one. So that's the one that I recommend anybody use. As far as the nightmare goes, my nightmare, I done tried them all, and I'm gonna say that I like Phoenix Burst, but the problem is I need something for crowd control. So I don't know how Chaos Rounds is. I might switch to that one day, but the one that works for me the most, as far as crowd control goes, I chose to put on this Frost Vortex, only because I told you that I like to put napalm on my weapon, incendiary, on my weapons. I want to burn all my enemies. So this kind of looks like elemental pop. So there's a chance that I might burn them, or there's a chance that I might do something else. So there's a chance that I might want to burn a certain enemy, and I might turn them. or I might try to burn a certain enemy, and I might electrocute them instead. I basically want to make sure that every time I shoot an enemy, I want them to be burnt. So I wanted that to be consistent. So I wanted to have something with crowd control that has nothing to do with like any of my abilities that I'm already doing. That's the reason why I chose the vortex. That way, the vortex is going to do its thing when it activates. And then when I'm shooting enemies, I know that I'm always going to burn them. I'm always going to burn them, or I'm going to activate the vortex. So I'm never going to shoot an enemy and I turn them or electrocute them. That's what that's what will happen if I put this on. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video, but there's one other thing that if anybody asks me. So now that I can put on two exotic skills, 2 nightmares, and an extra perk, which one will they be? So basically, let me just talk about the problem with my setup. Just one problem. I have my setup designed to do the most damage. The only problem is it's going to be hard to reload. My reload is very slow. So my next skill streak that I'm going to add on is going to be gunner. That way, the problem that I have with my setup is going to be fixed. I'll be able to reload fast and have a powerful weapon. So that's my fourth skill streak that I'm going to put on. As far as my extra nightmare, my extra nightmare, my extra exotic skill, this is what I chose to do. I'm going to start with the nightmare. The nightmare, I already told you that I like to use this, right? Now, I wanted to figure out what my second one's going to be. My second one is going to be Phoenix Burst, because I feel like Phoenix Burst is the best one anyway. The only reason why I chose this is because I needed something for crowd control. But now that I can put on both, I'm just going to put on both. So that way I'm going to have more defense and I'm going to have crowd control. So I'm going to put on both of these. So that's my nightmare. As far as my exotic skill goes, I've been looking into this over and over again and constantly thinking about it. And the one that I chose to put on for my setup is I'm going to put on Shattered Shield and I'm going to put on Resurrection. Only because I feel like these gravitation, I really love them. It's going to give me a lot more defense. I can walk around, and if they don't break my shield, at least I'll shoot some enemies who are going to shoot at me, and they're just going to disappear. Or if I put on this shield on top of my Shattered Shield, I have even more protection. The only problem is there is times when I might do a nightmare, and there's some times when things just one shot you and you're dead all at once. So I wanted a second way for me to stay alive. So that's the reason why I chose to keep Shattered Shield, and my second one is going to be Resurrection. That way, then most of the time I'm going to try to resurrect myself and try to keep my crash cart, but in the event that I can't use it, then I have it. So basically I wanted to have 2 ways to pick myself up. So that's my all-around perfect setup. So I'm going to end the video now. So I'll check y'all later. Peace out.